Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. What's up, Joe Boo? And Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being a part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys and you ladies, this literally does not work. And welcome to this morning's edition of Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys, where you literally cannot sleep on the Dallas Cowboys because things happen late in the night, late in the evening, so you want to be up to speed with all that is America's team. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up those football gods. Wake up there, guys. Wow, the 77 Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, I miss those days. I truly miss those days. You know, I'm old. It's funny because my man Derek from Megabytes showed me a clip where he had one of the old-fashioned razors where you actually had a razor blade that was double-edged. It had like a little slot in the middle, and the razor itself pops up, put the razor blade in there, and it clamps down on it, and you can shave with both sides of it. And, of course, you get a stack of them. It's old school. Things have changed. Now you got all the great razors. It's got like 5 blades, and, it's made so it slips and everything else. And, pop it in, rotating the head. It's changed. It's gotten better than what it used to be. And then, of course, you got Manscaped that came through. That's a whole new game changer. I have no idea how well one of those works and all that, but I hear good things about them. But some things change that aren't always for the better. Yesterday, Cam Newton, and I can tell you from personal experience about Cam Newton. Cam Newton is a little flamboyant. Cam Newton is a little bit out there. But Cam Newton, besides loving my chocolate chip cookies, and Cam, I know you wouldn't let me take the picture or the video of it, but you threw those suckers down. I actually had the pleasure of driving Cam Newton around D.C. in 2013 at a youth symposium, where during the offseason, he came here along with a lot of other great players, 18 as a matter of fact, who spent 3 days giving back to the kids in the community and things. He doesn't look for attention doing these kinds of things, but if you dig deep enough, you can find some of the great things he's done to give back to the youth. And this is where today's youth, sometimes they're just spoiled brats that literally have no respect for anything. And I think a lot of times they'll grow up to be that spoiled, entitled athlete that ends up not being the guy because of that attitude. So this happened yesterday.
You asked. You're a free agent. You're a free agent. I'm rich. You're a free agent. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You're a free agent. I'm rich. You're a free agent. I'm rich. He's a free agent. Where your daddy at? Let me talk to your dad. Let me talk to your dad. Where's your dad? You're a free agent. Where's your dad? You're a free agent. Talk to your dad. You're a free agent. You asked. Talk to. Let me. Where's your dad? Where's your pop? You asked. Where's your dad?
Yeah, your ass, NFL MVP, been to a Super Bowl, and you think you got the right and the nerve to call him ass? It's a sad state of society and upbringing right now. Sorry. There is no excuse whatsoever for what that fool just did. None. And it just makes me shake. I can't put into words how I would be I would be like,
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. Situation requires is a whole lot more, and you shut your mother ass up.
That would have been me. And I was like, you know what? You ain't got to be here. If I'm ass, a free agent, get out of here then. Why are you here? Why are you here? It's
Bye, Felicia.
seriously. This goes back to me when I look at somebody like Carson Wentz, who, it's the same thing. I'm not going to talk to my coach. Screw that. It's not me. It's the system. It's all this other stuff. You know what? When they go through and say, we're going to get rid of the coach because we believe in you. We're going to get rid of Nick Foles because we believe in you. It's still not enough. We say, okay, we're going to trade you. Well, no, I'm not going to that team. Screw that. Screw that. All right, so moving right along. This week, starting tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and for the next 2 weeks, teams will be able to put the franchise tag on players. I believe that, the Cowboys allegedly are supposed to be getting together this week with Todd France, or at least having video conferences and all, probably gauging the room. For me, I believe that this is the year that you go all in free agency. And, there's a lot of misconceptions out there because they say, well, the Cowboys don't have any money. That's the great thing is nobody has money. But see, you have means. There's a difference between having money and having means. Money means you physically have it. You ain't got to go to the bank and borrow money. You ain't got to ask a friend. You don't have to go to a payday loan. Means you have the wherewithal to get money. You can go to the bank and say, hey, I need money to build this house. I'm good for it. Pay you back a little bit each month. Or I'll pay you back when I sell it and make a killing. You have investors, people that'll give you money because they know, hey, this guy knows what he's doing. And those are the means that the Cowboys have. And a lot of the means are basically paperwork. But I've talked about that before. I know some of you hard-headed people don't seem to understand that, but that's cool. That's cool. The Cowboys, to me, it would behoove them if you're saying we're going to push the chips all in. And here's where I say you push the chips all in. And these things are, of course, are meaningless. But let's just look at this way too early poll for next year. Just see where they think people are going to be. At least the perception is. They think the Houston Texans are 32nd, which you got to say, yeah. So those who say the Cowboys should sign Dak Prescott and then trade him to the worst team in the NFL, because I'm sure he'll go along with that. He'll be happy to do that. Not. Then you have the Jets, the Lions, who just traded for Jared Goff. Then the Eagles at 29. Damn. They're saying that the Eagles are ass. They're ass. Cincinnati Bengals, 28. Jaguars at 27. Denver at 26. The Giants at 25. The Atlanta Falcons at 24. Carolina Panthers at 23. The Bears at 22. Whoa. New England at 21. Washington at 20? Wait. They just won the division. I thought they thought Washington was going to be a killer team next year. Well, the nastiest defense needs a quarterback to complement it. That's not on the roster right now. No offense, Taylor Heineke, and until the football team solves its holes at quarterback, it's tough to put more faith in the potential of the team. Wow. Especially with the pick number 21 in the NFL draft this year and all the viable starting quarterback expects to be off the board, the team is lacking draft assets to move to get involved in a trade market that has more demand than supply. Washington's a good team, but they will be held back by a lack of quarterback play. Ow. Steelers at 19. Will Big Ben be back? That's the big question with the $41 million cap number. They could restructure his contract or add another year to his contract that's voidable to spread it out. Arizona Cardinals. What? They're a playoff team. Minnesota Vikings, 17. San Francisco, 16. The Raiders at 15. Colts at 14, who just traded for Carson Wentz. Didn't they say that they're a Super Bowl team now? And then, what? The Dallas Cowboys at 13? No. Really? Add a healthy Dak Prescott to the roster, and Dallas easily wins the NFC East. Last year, not a huge accomplishment, I know. Could have the waves of the postseason. Cowboys have questions at both tackle spots due to injuries such as Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins. But this is a sending team with too many playmakers on offense not to dominate a terrible NFC East next year as long as number 4 is behind center for 17 weeks. Wow. That's interesting. I'm kind of surprised. This is me looking at this for the first time. And again, these are really, kind of meaningless because things are subject to change. Washington could pull off a trade and get Deshaun Watson, and all of a sudden you look at that and say that's a really good team. You could end up looking at teams that go through and end up getting a bunch of free agents that all of a sudden make the team look a lot better. They're the offseason champions and then fall on their face too. So this is really more for fun than anything else. But it's interesting that we see, or at least the perception is, and rightfully so, because typically what happens is you have a down year, then you come back. We've seen since 2003 and 2004, since the Eagles, yes, actually in 2002, won 3 NFC East championships in a row, that nobody has won it back-to-back. So Washington, hate to tell you, not hating, just putting out there that it ain't easy in the NFC East. With that being said, there's the free agency deal coming up. And we have, starting tomorrow, the tag. The question will be will Dak Prescott get tagged? I think it is possible that Dak Prescott's deal does not get hammered out before the 15th and he gets tagged. Excuse me, the 17th, which is the beginning of free agency is the 15th. The league year starts on the 17th. Teams have to be under the salary cap by the 15th. And I think that they're going to need probably more time to kind of get this thing together. And ideally, if I'm Dak Prescott, I'm not sure that the franchise tag, as well as for any player, this year is going to be the enemy. The reason I say that is because you look at the salary cap, it's going to be a minimum of 180, probably end up around 185. Right now you have 11 teams that are under the cap, but some of them are right there at it. I mean, some of them are like, okay, we got $1 million worth of cap space. You can restructure, you can cut players and things, and a lot of players are going to be cut. See the Eagles. You can see them already beginning to jettison players and contracts. You're going to see teams like New Orleans. They're going to have to do the same thing. And so players, the really cream of the crop ones, they're still going to get paid. But the next level guys, it's going to be harder for them to get that big contract. And so if you're a player, what you really want to do is you want to have a 1-year deal. So that way, when the salary cap recovers next year, you can be in there with that new money. When the television contract, where the NFL is looking to double the compensation that they currently get, double the compensation they currently get. When they start putting in all that gambling money, and I am sick to death, oh my God, of all the damn gambling apps commercials that I see every single day. It's like every other commercial is a gambling app. Start your account. We'll give you a $1 bet that's worth $1,000. Yeah, to get you hooked. See, they're like crack dealers. Like crack dealers. Let me give you a taste.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
To get you hooked, man, where you think that next bet's going to be the big one that pays me off. Or when you do win, man, I won $200. Yeah, but you don't realize that you spent $2,000 before to get that $200 payoff. But be that as it may, that's whoever's advice. I ain't mad at the NFL for finding ways to make money. I'm not. That's we're all in it to make money. All this money is coming. So if you're Dak Prescott, fans keep saying, well, Dak should take a team-friendly deal. He should get a $35 million. Take 35. Don't take 40. Sign it to a long contract. Well, quite frankly, if you are Dak Prescott, let's say you did take, a 4-year deal at $35 million a year. Believe me, there's more money than I'll ever see. You can certainly live comfortably as long as you're not, like Vince Young, drinking shots of Louis the 15th or 13th or whatever it is. I don't know what it is because I can't afford it. But, buying shots of those for everybody, you've been smarter to buy the whole bottle at least as opposed to buying in a shot at a time. Or, eating at Cheesecake Factory, spending $5,000 a week. Buy a damn Cheesecake Factory, own it, and make money off of it. But be that as it may. You could take that deal, $35 a year. Or if you take a franchise tag for one more year, you possibly have your freedom to choose where you want to go. When you see that the Rams give up 2 number ones and a third and a player to get Matthew Stafford. Now, Carson Wentz, of course, he is ass. They didn't give up crap for him because he's ass. But you would be the biggest free agent in the history of free agency. And teams would look and say, we can get that guy. All we got to do is write a check. Hey, what's the number with new money? You could end up getting $45 million, maybe more. The salary cap is going to recover huge. And when it's supply and demand, and there ain't no supply of quarterbacks. And this year, just draft a quarterback. There's more teams that want to draft a quarterback than there are good quarterbacks. And even the ones you look at and say, hey, this is the guy. We've said that before. This is the guy. Jamarcus Russell, Josh Rosen, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Johnny Manziel. You could go on and on and on. There's no guarantee that you're going to get one there. The bigger one that I'm looking at is Justin Simmons. Will the Denver Broncos franchise tag Justin Simmons? Safety is one of those undervalued positions, but I got to tell you, Justin Simmons would fit the Dallas Cowboys defense to a T. With what Quinn does, you need a ball-hawking safety. Simmons, 5 interceptions, 96 tackles. Franchise tagged last year. Will he be franchise tagged again this year? Don't know. But this is one of those ones to watch because I believe if the Cowboys get Dak's deal done, do a couple of restructurings, getting a guy with his age, his abilities, would be well worth it. So this week and next week are really huge into the future of the Dallas Cowboys. And back to that whole thing of there's not going to be a lot of money to go around for a lot of these free agents. That means the value is going to down. The price is going to drop. And this is the time to try and see if you can get some of them. We'll see. Who knows what the Cowboys are going to do. But I hope they can get a safety. All right, I hope you guys have a great day. Hope you tune in tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, for our live stream. We'll be giving away some more of the racks and stuff for any of the Super Chats or any of the donations to the Jobu Sports Report. I've got some more of you that made donations to the GoFundMe to help us with the studio upgrades, and I'll make sure that you all get added to the drawings. And as always, I want to thank you all for being here, as always.